shows cross 9. The diagram shows crosses in a breeding programme involving different breeds of sheep. Okay, so we've got a Scottish blackface female and a Border Leicester male, giving you a grey-faced female in the F1 and cross with a Suffolk male, giving you commercial lambs. Okay, suggest a reason why breeding programmes such as this include crossbreeding. Right, so they're not asking you about a very specific characteristic here. So it's not to produce particular characteristics, although that is what's resulting here. Really what we're trying to do is just introduce more variation. More variation, more alleles, more traits. And there is also the potential for doing this to get hybrid vigour, which is a useful thing to introduce in a breeding programme, because that means you can then fix that using backcrossing. Okay, explain why grey-faced sheep are produced by crossbreeding Scottish blackface with Border Leicesters instead of breeding the F1. Okay, so the problem here is, well, not a problem, but the issue would be if we bred the F1, then what you'll get is more variation. Whereas if we just breed our parental cross that we have at the top here, we always get the grey face. Okay, so it prevents you getting more variation. Gosh, I think my writing is just getting worse as I use this more, but never mind. Okay, to produce commercial lambs which show a desired dominant characteristic, Suffolk males homozygous for that characteristic are used. Name the type of cross used to identify if the genotype of the desired characteristic in Suffolk males is homozygous. Okay, this is a test cross, because you're trying to work out what's there. It's the difference between, I don't know if it's this or this. So if I cross them with the recessive, then if it's number 1, this one up here, then all of the F1 will come out dominant. Okay, it doesn't matter what the other bit is. In fact, it'll all come out like that. And if it's number 2, then what I'll get is a 50-50. Because I'll have a big B, little b, little b, little b, a big B, little b, and a little b. So I'll get half of them will come out dominant, half out come out recessive. So that basically answers the next one. Explain the importance of selecting the male homozygous for the desired dominant trait characteristic. If they're homozygous, all of the F1 will have dominant trait. Okay. Spider lamb syndrome is a hereditary condition in sheep caused by recessive deleterious allele which results in limb deformities. State why inbreeding could cause an increase in the number of lambs born with this condition. Well, I think the quickest way of doing it is just saying that it could cause inbreeding depression. If you wanted to explain that, because it just says state, so just saying it causes inbreeding depression would be fine. If you want to explain it, then what you can say is that what you've got in the inbreeding is an increased chance of more of these deleterious alleles as recessives becoming homozygous, which is what you get with inbreeding depression. Okay, either is good, and both were very acceptable in the mark scheme. And that's you.